I'll be quickly giving an overview of the AutoGrade system. This is a system that was designed in partnership with the Applied Mathematics Department at Stellenbosch University. The idea is that the system can be used to grade handwritten tests, so students fill out the correct answers on a specific form. That form gets uploaded or scanned and then uploaded to the system to automatically grade, and then the results can be downloaded from the system. So just to go quickly provide us with an overview. So this is a typical form. So the form's a bit bigger, but this is the main body of the form. Here you can see that a student would fill in his or her student number and also surname. And then you could custom design the answer fields you want the student to fill in. For example, here is 4 multiple choice answer fields with 5 bubbles each. You could customize this. And also you have two numeric answer fields, which a student can write in a numeric answer. So as I mentioned, you have a few things to do. So you could, for example, generate a template. On this template, you can specify the custom ordering of your answers, fields you want, and then you can print that and provide that to the students. They fill in their respective answers, and then you can use a scanner that scans multiple tests at the same time to scan in all of these test sheets. And once you have a PDF file with all of these test sheets, you can submit it to the grading tab, and that will send it through the system to automatically grade and provide you with your results at the end. There's also a reviewing phase where the system might just ask you to double check any of its answers that it's unsure about. And once that reviewing phase is done, you can download your results. So the system uses neural networks, so it learns from data. So the multiple choice accuracy of the system is close to 100%. But the text accuracy, which is any type of text such as student numbers, surnames, and decimal answers, is about 80%. But the system has been regraded recently, so it should be higher than that. So it's improving over time. Every time a correction is made, the system improves even further. So over the past 3 years or so, 2 years, it's been steadily improving and becoming more accurate, which results in less time needed to double check its answers. And then it's also pricing information on the costs. The server and website costs us to run it every year, so we just ask a small fee, but you can get that information here. And then the system is also continuously improved based on feedback. So if there's any feedback on the use of the system, feel free to contact me on by going to the contact tab. So let's go through an example. So you'll start off by just registering your account. For example, you'll enter your username, email, the course you're going to use the system for, and also the password you want to use. As we've already set up a demo account, we'll just log in. So I'll just log in to this demo account. Once you've logged in, you'll be redirected to the dashboard. Currently, we have no tests submitted. So let's start by going to a template page. So template tab, here you can generate a new template. So a template you want to use for a specific test. So you enter your name, you can enter the number of answer sets, but typically we only use one. And then here you can enter some multiple choice answers or some answer fields you want. So for example, let's enter we want a template with 2 multiple choice blocks, and then we want 2 numeric answers. So the student will have to fill in 2 multiple choice and 2 numeric answers. You also have the optionality of generating multiple choice bubbles with 2 options, 3 options, 4 options, or 5 options. So you can do this, and you can click on generate to generate a specific template and download the PDF file. So we've already done that. So next thing to do is go to the grading tab. Here you can submit a test. So let's submit a new test. So let's call it test 1. And we select the template we want to use. There's only one template I created on this account. Then you select the student numbers, so the system uses a list of student numbers so it knows what to check for. And this file, on each of these pages you get a help functionality, so it will explain exactly what you need to do on this page. The main thing is that when you scan the tests, just make sure that's using 300 DPI or higher per test. This is just to make it easier for the system to recognize the answers. So let's quickly upload the student images. So this would be the scans. Simply confirm that this is the correct one. So I've now uploaded the scan file, which is a file with the 3 demo images of 3 tests that I filled in using made up student numbers. And so we have that, and then next thing we want to do is we want to enter the correct answers for this test. So first we have marks, how much does each of these answer fields count. So let's just weight them equally at the moment, so they all count 1. And then after this point we'll just enter some answers. I'm just going to enter random answers based on what one of the tests was filled in on one of the tests. So I think it was something like this. Okay, so 7, 9, 10 and an A, B, C. So this is just random answers, but you could, for example, fill in even equations referencing previous answers, or you can fill in a optionality where there's a range of answers that are correct. For example, you can even use you can even add more than one answer as correct, depending on your setup. All of this is explained under help. Okay, so let us submit this grade. So what now happens is it gets sent to the system is grading it in the background, and because it's only 3 tests, it should be quite fast. Once it's done, you could just refresh the page. It should show up as follows. The status should change from auto-grading to inspection, which says the system has done its work. Now it's just asking of you to just confirm some of the tests, whether it's correct or not. You also have the optionality to update the answers you submitted or delete them. So update, for example, you'll just see the answers you submitted and you can update any of these values. Let us go to the view functionality. So this is just to inspect the tests. So here you can see the system just graded this test. Just give it a second to load some of the initial images. So here you can see that this is the predicted values the system found in this field. So for example, I think it predicted all of them correctly. It predicted the student number correctly and the surname. And it seemed to have predicted all of these values correctly, and also the multiple choice answers. So this test seems to be correct. I'm not going to explain everything on how to use the viewer, because there is a video available under help here, which you can just click on to view exactly how you should use the viewer. So the first test seems correct, so let's go to the second test. A second test seems to have correctly identified the student number and as well as the surname. This test I set up to be a bit more difficult, so it's doing the answers that was filled in is actually not in correct format. So we only allow basically decimal value answers without symbols. So this was not done correctly, and as a fact, because this was done incorrectly, the system is is confused on exactly the answers. So for example, you could just label this as do not use this as data, and then you can correct what the student filled in because it was incorrectly identified by the system. For example, here it only checks what's inside the block, and because the answer was written outside of the block, the system can't find the correct answer. So we'll just correct that manually and just tell the system not to train on this in future. The rest it seems to have identified correctly. Okay, we're done with this test. And then lastly, the final test. This one, we will see that it seems to have identified everything correctly. Okay, and then once we're done, we click on done, and that should change the status to ready. And here you can download your results and the image files labeled by student number. And yeah, that's it. So this was a example of using the system. You can even update the results afterwards. It won't, it's basically just update the results, and you can download the results again. And yeah, you can use the system like this. And then once you're done, you can just log out, and then you're back to the main screen. If there's any other questions or feedback, feel free to contact me, and I'll be happy to directly address those questions. Thank you.